In late 2025, as the US and its allies tightened sanctions, the global energy landscape was thrown into uncertainty. The world watched as diplomatic tensions escalated and oil markets braced for impact. Behind closed doors, two nations long at odds with Western powers began to chart a new course. Venezuela and Russia quietly signed a sweeping 15-year oil partnership, sending shockwaves through global energy markets and surprising many international observers. This deal is more than just business. It's a bold political statement, signaling their determination to build an alternative system outside Western control and influence. It's a declaration that they will not be isolated or dictated to by foreign powers. Both nations, long targeted by US sanctions, are now collaborating to create their own rules, using oil as their economic lifeline. By pooling their resources and expertise, they hope to weather the storm of international pressure and emerge stronger. Russia provides Venezuela with vital investment, advanced technology, and much-needed expertise, helping to modernize Venezuela's aging oil infrastructure and boost production capacity. In return, Russia gains a strategic foothold in Latin America, expanding its influence in a region traditionally dominated by the US, and opening new avenues for its energy exports. The partnership is a direct challenge to the effectiveness of sanctions, showing that targeted states can adapt, resist, and even thrive by forging new alliances. It's a message to the world that economic pressure can be met with innovation and resilience. The timing is crucial, coming just after the G7's harshest sanctions on Russian oil companies. The world's attention is fixed on how these two nations will respond to mounting pressure. Instead of retreating, Russia is doubling down, securing future oil sources, and sending a clear message. Its energy empire won't be dismantled easily. Venezuela, too, is betting on this partnership to revive its struggling economy. This alliance is already reshaping global energy flows, creating a parallel market that operates outside Western oversight. New shipping routes and payment systems are emerging, challenging the dominance of traditional players. As Russia and Venezuela solidify their bond, they're fueling a new economic order, one that could inspire other nations to resist Western pressure and seek their own path in a rapidly changing world. At the heart of this alliance is a 15-year extension for joint ventures between Venezuela's PDVSA and Russia's Rosarubezhneft. This agreement marks a significant deepening of ties between the two nations, reflecting years of growing cooperation in the energy sector. It's not just a business deal, it's a strategic partnership designed to weather global challenges and reshape the oil landscape in Latin America. The deal covers major oil fields, backed by a $616 million investment to modernize Venezuela's crumbling oil sector. This infusion of capital is expected to upgrade outdated infrastructure, boost production capacity, and create much-needed jobs for Venezuelan workers. The hope is to breathe new life into facilities that have suffered from years of neglect and underinvestment. The goal: produce 91 million barrels over the agreement's life, a modest but vital revenue stream for a country in economic crisis. While not a game-changer in global oil markets, this output is crucial for Venezuela's recovery, providing steady income and helping stabilize the nation's finances. For Venezuela, it's a chance to revive its industry with Russian capital and expertise. Russian engineers bring technical know-how, while local workers gain new skills, fostering collaboration and knowledge transfer that could benefit the sector for years to come. For Russia, it's a strategic, low-cost investment that secures long-term access to valuable crude and influence in the region. This partnership also strengthens Moscow's foothold in Latin America, expanding its reach far beyond its traditional spheres of influence. Rosarubezhneft was created to shield Russian assets from sanctions, allowing operations in Venezuela to continue despite Western pressure. The company acts as a protective barrier, ensuring that Russian investments remain safe and productive, even as geopolitical tensions rise. This legal maneuvering shows how Moscow is outsmarting sanctions, ensuring its interests are protected. By carefully structuring deals and creating new entities, Russia can keep its oil flowing and its profits secure. Even in a hostile international environment, the deal creates a closed-loop system. Russian investment flows in, Venezuelan oil flows out, all insulated from US sanctions. This innovative arrangement not only benefits both countries but also sets a precedent for how nations can adapt and thrive under economic pressure. The core strategy is to sidestep U.S. sanctions, not by confrontation, but by quietly building a system that operates outside Washington's reach. This approach is both bold and pragmatic, designed to ensure survival and even growth in the face of mounting pressure. The plan centers on constructing a parallel financial and operational network, one that can process payments, sign contracts, and move oil without ever touching the Western banking system. Oil deals are now conducted in rubles, yuan, or even through direct barter, completely bypassing the dollar in Western banks. This shift not only protects transactions from sanctions but also signals a broader move away from U.S. financial dominance. Joint ventures are deliberately structured for maximum opacity, using state-owned entities, shell companies, and complex legal arrangements to frustrate investigators and enforcement agencies. If one company is sanctioned, assets and operations are quickly shifted to another, keeping oil flowing and revenue streams open. This constant adaptation makes the network resilient and difficult to disrupt. Russian technology and engineers are on the ground, helping Venezuela rebuild its decaying oil infrastructure. In return, Russia secures preferential access to crude, deepening the partnership and ensuring mutual benefit. This partnership is a calculated act of defiance, a clear signal to the world that alternatives to the US-led order are not only possible, but already taking shape. By locking in cooperation until 2041, they're not just making short-term deals, they're building a long-term economic bloc, united in opposition to American policy and influence. Every barrel sold outside the Western system is a victory, a tangible proof that alternatives exist and can succeed, despite the odds. Their collaboration is more than a workaround. It's a blueprint for a multipolar world, where economic power is more diffuse and no single nation can dictate the rules. The message is clear: sanctioned states can not only survive, but even thrive, by forging new alliances and working together to challenge the status quo. The alliance faces not just sanctions, but direct attacks on vital infrastructure. In November 2024, Ukraine struck Russia's Ryazan refinery, while a massive explosion hit Venezuela's Petrosedeno plant. These incidents exposed the vulnerability of their oil-dependent economies. Russia, with help from China, managed repairs despite sanctions blocking high-tech parts. Venezuela, lacking resources and expertise, suffered longer outages, highlighting its dependence on Russian support. The new partnership aims to address these weaknesses, with Russian investment and engineers rebuilding damaged facilities. This cooperation is essential for both nations to withstand sabotage and keep oil exports flowing. Their resilience under attack underscores the importance of their deepened alliance. To evade sanctions, Russia and Venezuela rely on a vast shadow fleet of tankers, owned by shell companies and operating outside mainstream oversight. These ships go dark by switching off tracking systems, making clandestine pickups and deliveries. Ship-to-ship transfers in remote waters obscure the oil's origin, allowing it to enter the legitimate market. Frequent flag changes and minimal insurance add to the risks, but the profits are high. China's independent refiners are the main buyers, drawn by steep discounts. This shadow ecosystem is supported by traders and brokers who specialize in navigating the gray market. By mastering these tactics, Russia and Venezuela keep oil flowing and revenue steady, undermining Western sanctions. The shadow fleet is now a critical pillar of their economic survival. The global oil market's center of gravity is shifting from west to east. China, once the top buyer of sanctioned oil, is now more cautious after new U.S. sanctions, with state firms pausing Russian purchases. Yet, China still supplies vital technology, and its independent refiners keep buying discounted crude. Meanwhile, India is emerging as the next major driver of oil demand. Historically compliant with U.S. sanctions, India may reconsider if prices rise and supply tightens. If India starts buying sanctioned oil, it would open a massive new market for Russia and Venezuela. This would further weaken Western sanctions and fuel India's economic growth. The U.S. is watching closely, as India's choices could reshape the global energy landscape. The Russia-Venezuela partnership and Asia's shifting demand have global consequences. For the U.S., this alliance exposes the limits of sanctions as a foreign policy tool. The shadow fleet and alternative payment systems show that determined states can bypass American pressure. Sanctioned oil isn't disappearing, it's rerouted, keeping prices stable but creating a fragile, opaque market. Any disruption to this system could send prices soaring and destabilize markets. Experts argue for tougher enforcement, secondary sanctions, better tracking, and international cooperation. Without it, the sanctions regime will keep leaking. The 15-year deal is more than an energy pact. It's the foundation of a new geopolitical bloc. The struggle between the old order and this emerging parallel market will shape the future of global power.